Welcome to our new camper van, y'all.
A converted 4x4 Sprinter van.
Yeah, it's really designed for overlanding, and guess what? It's our first time ever in a Sprinter van.
I'm gonna prove to your girl I ain't messing around with your heart. You'll be my one love.
And just real quick, because it's still too fresh for time to talk about right now, and I want to explain why we're in the Sprinter van at the moment. And that's because recently, and many of you have maybe seen this from our previous videos, we were in an accident in our current rig, Desert Snow, which is a Winnebago Echo camper van. And the van is in now at the collision repair shop for significant repairs. We don't know yet how long we won't have access to Desert Snow, but we were fortunate to get our hold of this Sprinter van.
And we're gonna give you a full tour of this bad boy right here. But first, y'all, we're in Dixie National Forest. And look, and we're camping right here on Navajo Lake. I mean, can you hear the sounds of the wind? The water crashing on the shorelines? It's absolutely beautiful, right?
Oh no, this place is amazing. It's a true hidden gem, really one of the most underrated national forests in the country. I just think it gets lost between Zion and Bryce, right?
Yeah.
Zion and Bryce, people forget about Dixie National Forest, but this is a place well worth checking out.
Absolutely. You know, we almost didn't want to talk about it because, you know,
Yes.
eventually might get too busy and maybe we'll never find this spot again. I mean, look how beautiful this is.
Welcome to Cedar Breaks National Monument. So we're now about 10,000 feet up. We just came through the park entrance and went to the visitor center there. And I gotta say, the ranger was just super friendly, super helpful, and actually recommended a trailhead, Spectra Point Trail. We're gonna try Spectra Point Trail. It's a 1 mile trail and not supposed to be too difficult. Should have some amazing views. We're excited to check it out. Babe.
Yeah.
So this is actually all that remains of the original Cedar Breaks Lodge.
Oh, wow.
Built between 1924 and 26.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a much bigger structure, but everything else was removed in 1972. But for whatever reason, this piece of history actually remains. So a little bit of history here. 1924 to 26, this was built. How cool is that?
So cool. Look
at
at
that.
the way it's made too.
Right?
Man, that's cool.
That's solid.
Woo!
Now this is a great place for a water break.
It really is. Oh my gosh, I love it.
And I do want to point out something. As you look down to the valley all the way to the bottom, you can kind of see that. Yeah, way down there. You can actually make out snow that's still there, left over from the heavy winter snows they had this past winter. And we're late July now. That's amazing.
So before we go grab a bite to eat out in Bryan Head, we're gonna actually go, there's a beautiful overlook here. There's quite a few overlooks you can kind of head to. This one's Sunset Overlook, Dave?
I think it's Sunset View Overlook.
Sunset View Overlook. And it's supposed to be really beautiful. So, Sunset View. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be here at sunset, but this is where you can come for sunset.
Welcome to Chessman Ridge Overlook. Elevation 10,460 feet.
This is the North View Overlook we're at right now. And what's amazing coming here right now, this time of year, July, is the rangers that are out here. they actually have telescopes that you can look directly into the sun, and they'll teach you different aspects of the sun, but also they hold like night stargazing, and it's supposed to be really, really amazing. So I see them over there right now, kind of showing some folks exactly what that looks like. So I think we should take a look.
So here we are at Cedar Breaks National Monument, and we're doing some solar viewing. So here we have a solar telescope, which has a bunch of filters in it that filters out everything except for H alpha wavelength light, which is a red light. And so we see the outermost layer of the sun, which is called the chromosphere. And from there we can see really cool details such as sunspots, texture, prominences, and flares. And so all those things you can see through this telescope without hurting your eyes safely. So it's a really cool thing to see. Not something you get to see very often.
Monday, another week, I can't believe I'm counting.
Fortunately, our main camera has now died. We exhausted all batteries. So we're gonna be filming on this little guy here. I figured what a great way to do it than to have a little bit of pizza here at Pisano's.
I love it, man. I'm starving.
I can tell, look at that face.
I'm hungry.
Pizza.
Hungry.
Pizza.
And again,
Aha, what'd you get?
Okay, well, I was gonna get just a Italian sausage pizza, but our wonderful hostess there at the front said that local favorite is called Bunker Creek Pizza,
it's
which is a mix of a lot of things, local favorites. So I'm gonna give it a try.
I know,
And what's in there? Tiny knows better what's in there than what I do.
Yeah, so it's got, I think, a little like Alfredo base, Canadian bacon, a little Parmesan, and all kinds of local love in that one. So I'm curious to see what Dave thinks, because that's a lot on the pizza. And I ended up getting just an antipasto salad. You know, trying to stay a little bit on the healthy side, although I probably might sneak a bite of this pizza.
I'm counting down the minutes till it's Thursday. I'm holding on for one more day.
Bon appetit! I mean, look at that. Look at this.
It's amazing.
I mean, this is, I don't even know how to explain it, but look at the size of this salad. I'll be having this for the next few nights.
And this pizza looks pretty.
All right, on that note, bon appetit, my dear. Dive in.
Baby.
Oh my God.
Oh, we got a little cheese run here.
No.
What do you show me, babe?
So this is the Duck Creek Ice Cave. We found it. Woohoo. And there's actually snow in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, it spans about 60 feet by 40 feet. And on the surface of it, I think the temperature ranges between 30 and 36 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty cold and cool in there.
It looks awfully dark.
So the European settlers that came here, they basically used those cold surfaces like we use refrigerators for eggs, meat, things like that to keep things from spoiling. Cold and unspoiled. So if you come out here and you don't have a refrigerator, well, go down there
And if you
chill your meats.
If you're looking for snow in the middle of summer, come on up here to the ice cave.
And look, you can
Look
actually
at that right down there. I'm sure we can make it out, but.
Guess Dave is going to take one for the team, y'all. Look, he is roping himself down into the ice cave. I hope we're not the first one. I just see a bird fly out.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Hope there's something else down there. I don't think, okay, that's probably as far as you want to go, babe. Because you still got to pull yourself back up.
Exactly. It is like really cool down here, babe.
That looks amazing.
It's kind of like musty. It smells musty.
Ugh. There's yellow jackets, Dave, on your face. Okay. There might be a beehive down there.
See you later. We're out of
Come
here.
on up, babe. Come on up. There's a yellow jacket buzzing right around your face.
Can't have yellow jackets.
Come on down.
What are we doing down here?
Got some friends down here.
Fishing friends.
Fishing friends.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. Beautiful.
Whoa.
What do you got there?
Mostly rainbows.
That's beautiful.
They don't look too happy.
No, they've had better days. So you want to learn how to clean them?
Yes, please.
Okay, trout are probably one of the easiest fish to clean.
But first and foremost, tell everybody who you are.
Oh, so I'm Doug Myers, and my wife Carrie Myers.
Hey,
We're
Gary.
from,
Hello.
Gilbert, Arizona. We are currently on a 4-week road trip.
4 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm getting some lessons here, Dave. That means we're gonna end up cooking some.
Uh-huh. This is a trout, and it does help to have a sharp knife, which this one is not. You just go up through the little hole here. Oh yeah, you want to do that, huh?
This is the real deal.
It's a real deal.
Try not to cut yourself. You
Knife
get
or
them
real?
up to the bottom there.
Right up to the bottom.
And then you just basically come across the top and cut through the bone. And then you stick your finger in here and just
Oh my God.
rip it
Wow.
out. And this, you feed the fish.
The fish like that, yeah.
And then there'll be a few leftover things inside. So there's the blood sac. I'm not sure if that's the right term for it or not, but there's a couple membranes in here that you pull out. Get the blood. Here you go.
Wow, nice job.
Don't drop it. Don't drop it.
Thank you.
We'll get my wife up here to teach you how to cook it now.
Yeah, I love it.
Come here, Carrie.
So how do we
Come here,
cook
teach
this
you how to
thing?
cook
We're
it.
gonna cook this because this is coming. We need one more for Dave.
Well, you don't eat the skin,
Of course not.
and so that you don't have to descale it or anything. What I do is I just dredge it in flour and salt and pepper,
Ooh,
and you just cover it, and you make sure it gets on the inside, and then you just melt some butter.
Ooh.
Just put it in the butter.
I think we're coming
and
over
you
for
just
dinner.
Fry it.
When it's done, you'll be able to lift up on the tail and stick a fork in here.
Oh.
And you just continue lifting it, and the meat on this side will come off.
Wow.
Well, you have to be
And
really
then you flip it
careful.
over and do the same thing with meat on the other
No,
side.
I always bite it.
No. I got it. Okay, perfect.
And then you know, if you don't feel any bones, then you can chew it.
Okay.
Now we just let it sit for a bit until a fish comes along and goes.
So gobble up, gobble gobble. Nice. Here it comes, yeah.
There.
Coming up.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Oh, right up. Oh. You got it
There
right
you go.
there. Beautiful fish there.
He's
Beautiful
got a
fish.
bloody hook in the eye. Let's do this. Whoa!
Oh, okay.
Let's get this side. He's a lot prettier on this side.
There you go.
Feels like I've known you my whole life, but nothing more than friends.
So we're heading to the North View Overlook, and it's supposed to have some really amazing stargazing. Now it's kind of cloudy where we are, so we're hoping and praying that we can get a clear sky. Clouds go away. But it's supposed to be an amazing sky, and I see a group up ahead with a ginormous telescope, so hopefully get some good stuff. What are the eye Venus?
There it is.
Mmm. Come on, clouds, go away. You can see the moon.
Yeah, coming through.
What type of telescope reflecting on?
This is the reflector.
Got a good glimpse of her there now. There you go. You'll enjoy seeing that. You see it?
It's right on it.
Is she kind of like moving off again? Dave's not catching a glimpse of Venus.
Yeah, that's all right.
Really?
So for north and south, it's the equator that determines the latitude, but for east and west, we have to basically agree on a 0-degree longitude or the prime meridian. And if you set your clock when you leave basically London, then you can determine when the sun is at its highest point in the sky, that would be noon.
I'm not even sure if you guys can see that, but that is the STARLINK satellite right
Satellite is
there.
the size of
That is so, we were just
an
talking about
American
that.
washing machine, not a European washing machine.
International satellite moving through the sky. 18,000.
This is the Big Dipper. Find the two back stars.
Good morning. Woo! From beautiful Navajo Lake here in Dixie National Forest. Another beautiful morning. It's really awesome waking up, hearing the sounds of the birds, the water crashing. You can't beat it. And obviously it doesn't even compare. Absolutely beautiful. Soaking in that morning fresh air. And we've been having a really great time here. It's like therapeutic. Just,
Morning, babe.
that is the sign of all signs
Our
right
chilled
there.
coffee.
Yes. Morning coffee, baby.
I tell you, last night was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was so
Right.
much fun. Had a lot of great time.
Right, very cool. It was funny because we were tired. Right,
Yeah.
we're kind of tired after dinner, wanted to settle down, but they had this astronomy show at 9 o'clock at night. Drove over to Cedar Breaks. And
Yeah.
they do that all summer, right? It's like Friday, Saturday nights. They have these kind of stargazing nights with really experienced astronomers.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You learn
Thank
a
you,
lot.
Mr. Schmidt. That was
Yes.
ours, and it's actually over at the North View Overlook. That's kind of where they have it.
Yes.
It's really cool. Thanks, Mr. Schmidt.
Yes, thank you. It's definitely well worth it. So if you're coming to Cedar Breaks, check that out.
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed the stars aspect of and the moon, and actually during the day, I really enjoyed like the sun. It was a great experience, and I think this isn't this the official, like one of the official dark sky
Right, that's
national.
right.
parks,
Right.
national
Apparently, it's one of
forests.
the certified dark sky. Like, there's so little light pollution here. It's a very, very popular spot for astronomers. And so, if you're coming here, it's something to do and check out. It's well worth it.
And it's an easy drive, y'all. It's not scary at all. So for those of you thinking, wow, that's pretty high up, and how do you get there? Well, it's pretty easy to get to. And it was so much fun meeting up. They called it, actually, you know what they called it? They called it a stargazing party. It was kind of like a star party, stargazing
Right, yeah.
party. And you saw a lot of folks that got together there. Some folks were really into like the astronomy, and Oh man, I learned a lot. Did you learn a lot?
Definitely learned a lot.
I forgot to mention 2 of the highlights. You remember that from last night? Was the international satellite.
Oh yeah.
And also seeing the whole stream of like Elon Musk Starlinks just flying across the sky like a sequence of a pearl necklace.
No, the Starlink satellites are unbelievable.
And from what our guide was saying yesterday, they sends them up in roughly 50, and he says
Right.
they're about the size of American
Washing machines.
Washing machines,
Yes.
not European. He was German. I did learn. Here's a fun fact. That International Space Station up there, that satellite,
Right.
travels 18,000 miles an hour.
Unbelievable.
Woo! So we're here in a small little town here called Duck Creek. It's like an adventure town. Me and Dave were having this discussion on our drive down here. We were actually here in the winter time, and now we're here in the summertime having some breakfast at the same spot we had in the winter time. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny. Wintertime, it's like snowmobiles everywhere. Summertime, you got the ATVs everywhere.
ATVs, and it's called Aunt Sue's. All right, truth be told, Dave and I, we've come here since we've been in sort of the Navajo Lake area. We've come down the Duck Creek a couple times to enjoy Aunt Sue's. Like we mentioned before, we were here in the winter time, and what we really like about this small sort of mom and pop restaurant is it's been here for a long time, and it really is family run. Sometimes in the kitchen you'll see Aunt Sue back there just putting it down, and the food is dynamite. It just has that really sort of authentic, home cooked feel, and the pies here are to die for. Now I won't be getting that this time as I'm trying to be a little bit more healthier-ish.
Hey babe, I have a suggestion.
Yes.
What if we, because the portions are pretty big, what if we share kind of a combo?
Oh yeah.
Right? And we know that Sue makes in the back the biscuits and gravy fresh,
Yes.
right? So maybe we'll get biscuits and gravy, maybe a little bit of country fried steak, some eggs. Be a perfect breakfast for
I like
Saturday,
that.
yeah?
If you split it, that means it's nice and in moderation.
Yes, exactly. All right, sounds good to me. Thank you. Nothing like a cup of hot coffee now. Coffee number 2, this time hot. Oh man, no, that's a good portion size right there.
Wow. So this is breakfast and dinner.
This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Yeah.
all wrapped together. That's good, babe. You're gonna like it.
I'm gonna try this biscuit, homemade biscuits and gravy. I gotta give this a shot. Oh my God, it was so flaky. That is dynamite. Wow. That biscuit's so fluffy and flaky. And that gravy, it's like a chicken gravy, the white gravy, chicken gravy. There's sausage bits in that to really bring out the flavor. There's pepper, which gives that little bit of that punch, that spice. That is dynamite, Dave. You are definitely gonna like this one. Oh my goodness.
So we've come out to a place called Mammoth Caves here, and it's actually over a lava flow, just a massive lava cave, which we're gonna take a look at here. You can see it's very popular. Ready to go in and check it out, babe?
I'm excited, yeah. There's a lot of folks exploring it, so
Yeah.
at least you feel safe there's nothing in there.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Careful heading down.
Yeah, exactly. We'll meet you down there at the bottom.
No fucking way, I'm not
Right? Look at it, it's like chained off. You have to kind of climb through there, I guess.
No big booties allowed, sorry, I can't make
I'm
it.
not going down there. Yeah, I think we'll let the kiddos kind of go in there.
Just gonna get a little dirty. Here, I'll try it.
China's going for it.
I'm gonna do it. Do some booty.
You like Spider Girl?
Nice job, you got it. Look at that.
And there's actual folks that went down in there, and it's pitch black in there already.
China's going in.
Where'd she go? She's right here. So neat, Dave. We're kind of like in this old lava flowing tunnel.
It's incredible.
And you can just see all that burnt yumminess.
Wow.
Lava rock.
And there's actual people way back here.
I know, you can apparently go like 200 feet or something in there.
And it gets right around the corner.
That's crazy. So if you're claustrophobic, maybe don't come in here. I'm feeling okay.
Pretty powerful and scary.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, so cool. Gotta really watch your step through here.
All right, so I think
that light on
you should focus.
Yeah, I am.
All right, you good? Want to turn it off right now?
Okay, yeah, we got it. You feel the warmth. As you get closer, it got so cool inside.
Pulling out of that KOA on the road in our Chevrolet. Turn right at the Texaco, then anywhere we want to go. I know I'm gonna get there next to you. And baby, I know wherever we go, got the wind at our backs and the sun coming through our windows, burning down the tread on four wheels.
Now, one thing you can't miss when you're up here in Dixie National Forest and the Navajo Lake area as well are just these incredible lava flows that are all around you. Just driving up on 14, you'll look around, next to you, you'll see lava flows everywhere. You come down to the lake, there's lava flows. Absolutely incredibly cool landscape. It actually reminds us a little bit of Iceland, right, babe?
It really does remind us of like Iceland. Just less, they're not as jagged as some of the ones over in Iceland.
They're older.
Yeah, and hence the cave we were just in. But I'll tell you right now, just looking at these hot lava rocks and that beautiful lake behind us, it's time for a swim.
It is time for a swim.
Time for a swim, though, let's go!
All right, so without further ado, let's kick off this tour.
Look at that puppy right there!
Now, first up, before we have time to take you inside and show you some of the features that we have inside this vehicle, let me talk a bit about the outside's capabilities and also compare it a bit to Desert Snow, our Winnebago Echo. Now, first up, this is a 19-foot converted 4x4 Sprinter van. So it's 4 feet shorter than the Echo, which makes a huge difference when you're overlanding. You may have seen our overlanding video we shot in Utah recently. We were scraping the back several times. We had to be really careful. This would make it through that in a breeze. And let me show you something else. Now look at these bad boys. These are Falcon Wild Peak tires, similar to what we have on our Echo, but they're actually larger than the ones we have on the Echo. And also combined with the lift on this thing, there is just a ton of clearance. I mean, look at that clearance. And just real quick, if you're wondering what this wire is all about, this actually is going to our STARLINK Wi-Fi router, which we have plugged in on the inside, which has been amazing for us when we're off boondocking. Now the rig does come equipped with a 30 amp plug for shore power. Now if you are not plugged up on the roof, you have 400 watts of solar power. Now that actually will feed into 200 amp hour lithium system, a Victron system, which we found to be incredibly efficient. You get this out in the sun and it recharges very quickly. Now, while this does have 200 amp hours of lithium batteries, to put this in perspective, our Winnebago Echo actually has 640 amp hours of a Lithionics lithium battery system. So we have no problem in Winnebago Echo really getting the power we need on the road. This one, we definitely need to be a little more conscious of how much power we're draining from the rig. Another very important difference between this rig and our Winnebago Echo is that the Sprinter is a 4x4 diesel vehicle, where our Winnebago Echo is on a Ford Transit chassis, which is gas EcoBoost engine, gas powered, with all-wheel drive. And I gotta say, the drive in this one is quite a bit different from the Winnebago Echo. I find the drive in this to be a little bit more kind of truck-like, louder. You know, maybe I'm just biased now because Desert Snow is our home on wheels, and I've gotten so used to the quiet, kind of smooth drive of the Echo. This drive's a little bit rougher, not necessarily my personal taste, but it definitely has those off-road capabilities. Oh, and one more thing before we go inside, I've got to talk about this wrap. I mean, check this thing out. Black camo wrap. Very cool. But what do you guys think of it? Would you get this on your rig? Let us know in the comments below. All right, so I think it's time for the inside. Tanya, you ready?
The cats and I, yep, we're all ready in here for you. Come on. There is no shame in our game, y'all, and this will definitely look lived in throughout this tour. But I also have to point out, it's gonna make you see how much more we appreciate Desert Snow with a layout like this. So let's just give you a quick old tour of what's going on in here. One thing I will say while I stretch my feet out here in these captain's chairs, both of them turn around. I like that. They can both swivel to face each other. But I do like the dash area here, like the screen. We have CarPlay, but the Mercedes-Benz screen, this looks like a little bit of an older version. I think the new ones are a little bigger than this, but I feel like it has just a little bit more modernness to it, and so I definitely like that. But I will also say it's got plenty of storage, as you can see right here and up top, which is great. So always need that little extra storage. Even if it's a small rig, the smaller you go, the more storage you appreciate. Now there's a real treat that I'm gonna share with you guys at the very end of this, so stick around at the end of this tour. But this is the kitchen area, you guys. It's 2 cabinets, obviously with a lock system. It is pack-a-lack with goodies. Okay, pack-a-lack number 1, pack-a-lack number 2. It has the hydraulic hinges in there, which is what we do need to get in Desert Snow. That's one thing I will say I wish Desert Snow would have some hydraulics, Dave. Dave, maybe some hydraulics. So this is our counter space, lots of counter space, which I do like. I love the big windows, so you are kind of enjoying whatever the view is on the outside. It's great to see that there. We of course brought our Berkey system. You all know this if you watch any of our previous videos, how much we love our Berkey system, so I won't have to go into more detail than that, but it's just something super beneficial. I like the sink. I mean, in comparison to ours, it's a deeper sink. I like the spout. I like everything about this here for sure. So let's talk about the water system. Give me a second while I set up for that one. Hold up a second before we get into the water system, because there's not much to talk about there. I'm gonna just show you. It's got lots of storage in here. Big drawer for storage. This is where the stove, the propane stove would go, and some of the accoutrements. Down here, you guys, it's basically a refrigerator. So I'm sure you've seen these before. I'll just show you a little sample of that one, but it's a pull-out slide. It's got the Dometic refrigerator. It actually works very well. Not something I'm used to. I don't like to get my goodies out of a drawer every day. I need to have a real refrigerator. But in a pinch, you guys, this actually works very well. It comes a lot of storage in that for sure. But of course with us, we like to eat, and it's trying to be a little bit more healthier. So obviously that requires a lot of greens and vegetables and things that could be bulkier items. So what am I sitting on here? You guys have seen this in a previous video. It's our Anchor refrigerator, and also suffices as a freezer, and it has a bottle opener. So we have our little cold brewskis in the evening, little cold brewskis. But it's also great for our kitties, Brady and Bailey. You know, it's a sit down. We can sit here for sure, or they can hop up on the bed, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Now this next feature, y'all, let me just tell you something really quick. The first of many I really appreciate. My boy, Desert Snow, our RV. So this right here comes equipped with, you want the water system? It's a 5-gallon drum, basically. A 5-gallon drum to put your water in. And that basically is what you got to use, 5 gallons. So when you're talking about rugging it and roughing it, well, this is definitely has that rugged and rough feel. And let me tell y'all, I think this was designed by a man. So this right here, you guys, is our bedroom space. Let me just kind of get into that really quick. It's pretty high up on a simple plank. Also, the mattress is quite comfortable, queen size, if you will. But what I do appreciate in this, you know, when you're kind of laying sort of this vertical direction, the bump outs that it has. There's a bump out here and a bump out in the headspace, which allots for that much more space to stretch out a bit. You know, Dave is like 6'2", I'm like 5'8.5", and we like to stretch out. And so this affords him to get just enough space, right, Dave?
Just enough space, you got it.
You heard him, just enough space to wiggle those toes. But it's very comfortable. The kitties actually come up here in the evening when it's quiet, and they love looking out the window. They'll lay right behind our heads here, which is so cute. And they're hiding, but I'll show you them in a minute. But I have something I need to share with you, that number 2 of why we really appreciate our boy Desert Snow. I miss him. But here we go, let me show you. So there is no reason for me to pull this out, you guys. You might be looking around this tiny but mighty space and saying, well, where's the bathroom, y'all? Where is the bathroom? And you know what? I would say the exact same thing, but it's basically a foldable toilet. It's like a puzzle. A toilet, you just fold out, you put your bag in, and you do your business, which is another reason why I think this was designed by a man. So really quick, let me just tell you, there is no heating and AC system in here, so except which comes from the Mercedes itself. So it does look like it has some decent insulation behind these planks, because when everything is closed up, it's pretty quiet in here. Hold on, let's see. There, back on 16. So let me show you. With the Victron system, it's very easy to monitor the battery system and seeing how fast this does charge. Like the sun hits this thing, it goes from like 50 to 100 very quickly. And I love having, of course, the max fan air, which we tend to set on automatic at times, so it really keeps it nice and cool in here for the kitties. But one of the other reasons why we are sort of up here at 9,000 feet is because you don't necessarily need the AC. I mean, the air is so beautiful and so crisp up here in Utah. It just, I don't know, you don't need it. You can just really enjoy the fresh air. Now, one thing it is missing because we do have kitties is this. Look, y'all, no screens. Okay, no screens. This is a no, no, no for us, for the kitties. So we would definitely need screens up in here, and that goes for each and every window. But I want to share with you guys, there's something that I've been saving the best for last, which is right here. What I'm about to show you just makes up for all the things we don't have in this, and it's actually right behind y'all. Let me show you. Come on, y'all. Ooh, it's this view. Seriously, right here. This is our home. This is home for a little while. So go on, soak it up while I get the kitties ready so they can say hello to you. Go soak up this view. As you can see, Captain Brady has already taken control of his seat. Well, actually, this is his seat here, but for right now, for the tour, he says he'll just use this one. Much better lighting. Right, Bobby? Hi, Mommy. Just FYI, before we get to Bailey, this is actually a slide out here. So this is extra storage right here. That is the toiletito that unfolds. But this here's a lot of extra storage that kind of floats right under the bedroom area here. And of course, Bailey, she's found a perfect little spot in this closet. Right, Mom? Oh, there's your Mommy. There's Mommy. Bye. Okay. We'll see you later. Hold on. Ooh, be careful, Sonya. Watch out. No, don't fall. Don't fall, girl. Oh, that's kind of strong. Ooh, okay. We gotta do this together. Bye. Ooh. So, tonight's dinner, you guys. Something I have a first for me. I'm gonna be making fresh caught trout for my friends. So those two delicious looking pieces of trout. Well, I'm going to put them in here. I'm gonna make them sort of Cajun style and with a little Old Bay seasoning, flour, get that going in here. And of course, this cast iron skillet. I'm gonna fry them up and dive into them. Yum, yum, give me some. Let's see how this goes. Is on and high. You want to get that oil nice and hot, so when you lay those two pieces of trout in there, it just sizzles.
All right, so time to take them down to rinse them in Navajo Lake. Campground cooking right there. Gotta have that Navajo Lake water. That's a secret.
Get that piece in there. I'm gonna shake, rattle, and roll. Shake and bake. Get them all coated with that good stuff. Now, why do I coat this with the flour? You know we're not gonna eat the skin. Because it'll just harness all that flavor and that delicious meat. I'm gonna drop them right in that oil. Oh, do you hear it? Oh, I hope you hear it.
You're kind of showing the skin.
Now, typically what I do is I'll just go ahead and throw So I'm gonna peel up the skin to show how it's done, because I know Dave's not really a fish eater like this. He likes fillets, y'all. And I do too, but this is kind of a fun experiment. So I'm just gonna peel off that skin, because if I would have flaked off the scales, I would have totally had the skin. But this one, I'm not. And look at that meat in there. Now you gotta be careful with trout, because there's a lot of bones. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Dave, you're gonna like this actually. Oh, he's gonna like this one, y'all. I guess it's true what they say. Fresh is the best. Frozen, no. Fresh. It's the best.
Here we go.
Ready? Oh.
Nice job, babe.
Really?
That's really good.
Isn't
Wow,
that really
well
good?
done.
Right?
High five.
High five.
Unreal.
Little treat.